Everything might not be fun.
The politicians keep saying, why is our healthcare system so expensive? And like, duh.
How does that make any sense?
We'll figure it out. This is the thing. I'm just getting totally unhinged now, and I don't know what to do.
Wait a minute. So don't fall in the water.
I'm going to.
So I was telling you how annoyed I was about the fact they're coming up with this healthcare plan in Congress, and this guy I told you about on the boat,
Right.
Mr. Stent,
Right.
and I told you all these people coming to my office. So I mean, what do you think? You go into my office. Assume you're 10 years older.
Okay.
Okay, you're 10 years older. You're not exercising.
Okay.
And you want to start exercising.
Okay.
You know of a couple people that drop dead doing that, and you say, I want you to do everything possible to make sure I don't drop dead. Are you going to want a cholesterol test?
Yes.
Why?
Because I haven't had one before, and I'm too nervous if I'm going to start something new. I want everything checked out.
Okay, so your cholesterol is really high. Then what?
Then I'm going to tell you to fix it. But I still want to exercise.
Okay, how about an EKG?
Yes, I want everything.
But what have I told you? Okay, so here I am, this doctor you come to see, and I say, listen, cholesterol doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your cholesterol is. I show you a little thing that says as many people get heart attacks with low cholesterol as high cholesterol. And then I say EKG doesn't matter. It's not going to help us at all. If you get an EKG and it's abnormal, probably it means nothing. And if it's normal, you still might have heart disease. So doesn't mean much. And I'll kind of show you. I talked this about with Mike. Mike's our husband who runs with us, and he's just not here today because he's working late. But we'll be talking about this with him, and he's an engineer, so he has a different view on the thing. So I'm trying to be rational, but you're more, I mean, you go in, you want to get this information.
So are you just telling me from your brain these things?
No.
But see, I've already heard from society and from these politicians and from everybody else that I need to do X, Y, and Z and follow these rules.
Right.
And now you're going to tell me everything is opposite, right?
Are you good with that?
I don't know if I'm good with that. I don't know.
Because
I'm nervous about it.
Because I was saying, like, all these tests that are done don't help anybody, right? And now you're sitting in the office, and you're like, well, I came in to get these tests.
Wait a minute, don't you give those tests?
EKGs? Like the people without symptoms?
Okay.
No, because there's problems with them.
Okay.
But you're right, everyone says you should get them.
Right.
And it makes sense, right? I have a normal EKG, I'm in good shape. If I have an abnormal EKG, I better get checked out by a cardiologist. Let's say you had an abnormal EKG, you went to a cardiologist, and the cardiologist, she said, you know, you need a stress test and your catheterization, we may have to put in a stent. What, do you question that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely do more research on that because it would scare me that she would want to order all these tests.
So that's good, right?
Especially if I feel okay.
Right. So here's the problem. The problem we're running into is when I have people coming to my office, they want cholesterol, they want an EKG, they want blood work. A lot of times they're on cholesterol medicine. I don't know what to do. I mean, because, yeah, they're hearing all the same things. And I can't tell them, look, we're spending billions of dollars too much on the healthcare system because nobody gives a crap about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't care how much we're spending on the healthcare system. They want to get fixed. And I'm thinking as a doctor, how do I explain to people this stuff? Because they're hearing one thing from society. What's a good way to do it? I don't know. So if I showed you pictures that say this is your risk,
Right.
this is going to help, would that help you?
It would definitely help me.
So maybe that's what we'll do. So when I run with Mike, you'll be there. I want to try to explain to him scientifically why an EKG, why stents, all that stuff doesn't work.
But I would also ask you, like, what would you do if you needed these tests? And I would also ask you if your family members came to you, would you give them the same advice?
You know what my father would say.
I know what he would say.
He'd say, do everything. But that's most people. Most people, and I'm not that way. So, yeah, I want to give you the chance to look at the stuff and say, what makes sense? We're going to do that.
Well, we need to. But it's so new.
Right.
It's so new what you're saying. It's such a new concept for people because they've been told for many, many years that they need all these tests, and then there are these cardiologists and all these specialists that have been telling them for all of these years that they need them. So you got your work cut out.
Okay, let's run. Come on. Hey, hope you like the podcast. We'll be back next week. I'm going to give you some information. If you want to check the website, if you want to email me, if you got your own stories, let's talk about it. See you next week.